Hello, everyone. West Ham United 3, Fulham 1. It's 3 wins back to back, nearly in the top 10. Well, joint 10th anyway. And it's time for Jazz to eat a huge slice of humble pie. Yes, I was wrong about David Moyes. I admit it. And I'm so happy I was wrong. We've turned the corner. And lots of things to discuss. It's a rebuilding project, like David said. We can see that. A lot of great things we're doing. A few more things we can improve on. But the main thing is the club, the team is back on track. 3 wins back to back. All the players that we signed, we knew the talent they had. They're finally starting, 2-3 games in a row. You can see the benefits of that. And yet it's time for Jazz to eat humble pie. And I apologize, David. The way it's going at the moment, I was wrong. And you guys who backed David Moyes and David himself were right. And I'm so happy for David, for his backroom team, for the fans who went there. I was meant to be there, but due to a lot of transport link issues and the train strike, I couldn't go. But I am really happy today. And it's been a while since I've been this happy. And it's kind of, the season's back on track. And when you look at the league table, which I'll have a look a bit later on, we're kind of just one more win away from kind of, 8th or 7th, where we've been for the most of the 2 seasons, haven't we, really? So Jazz is ready to eat humble pie, a big slice of it. And I'm happy to be proved wrong and very amazed that, and very happy and glad that David Moyes, from 3 games away, 3 games ago, began to change the lineup, began to play the players that we signed, that we all wanted. And it's beginning to get there, isn't it? It's beginning to get there. The confidence is coming back. And we'll get there together. But as we go through the game, there's a few things that we obviously always need to improve on in most teams, and we're not no different. But a great win, especially after going 1-0 down. It's always good that when you go down, you can regroup and win a game, and that was what David's strength was when he first came. So before I get cracking, let's see what's going on in the chat with my little lovely people in the chat. We have Mr. Cosmos Runner. Mate, it's not only that, it was the Skamaka goal, mate. We're coming back to that a bit later on, but it was kind of all over the place with Antonio, really. But listen, he's rightly is where he should be. He's a good substitute, and he kind of proved that, and I think that should be his position, going forward. So we'll take it, mate. But I hope you're well. Yeah, could be, mate. Could be. Yeah, I'll take it, mate. Governor, how you doing? You all right, matey? Derek, how you doing? You all right? Listen, really good high, innit? Lovely day out there. The bright sunshine is out there on West Ham or David Moyes and humble pie and me, mate. Somebody in the chat knows how to make humble pie. Send me a couple, mate. I need some. Yeah, but I was also wrong about David Moyes. So I got to admit that and be honest as well. Like I said, if we're brave enough to make big statements, we back them up, and we're also happy to eat humble pie. And where we're wrong, aren't we, mate? But I hope you're all right, Governor. I hope you're all right, mate. Yeah, for sure, Apache. Moisey in, mate. Yeah. No. I think he done a little dance, didn't he, Derek? He done a little jig, mate. A little dance. It looks like the thing with Antonio, he's a character off the pitch. On the training ground, he's very popular. He's been there a while, and I think he brings a bit of fun and laughter to the training ground, which you should always. You don't want to be too serious. You need someone who can crack a few jokes, be a bit light-hearted, everything. So I think that's what he brings. It looks like he's getting along with Kera, right, and Zuma, obviously. Yeah, but good to see you, Derek. Yeah, I mean, if we start off, obviously Mitrovic didn't start, did he? Mitrovic didn't start. That was good for us, and I thought we started with good intent. I thought we were zipping the ball about quite a lot, and we were being aggressive in our running, but that goal took the sting out, didn't it, everyone? And a little bit of Kera, wasn't it? Again, Kera being careless, shall I say? So Kera's got that in his game, isn't he? He kind of went missing. He went. Listen, I want our fullbacks to be forward. So I like that he's been aggressive going forward. I'm not going to go back from that. And I always did say, if you watch my summer shows, that the back thing of that is, yeah, we want our forwards to attack like wing backs, but you're going to leave room at the back. But I didn't know he's going to leave that much room. We literally had Kresi trying to cover for him a couple of times, and Zuma, and obviously, yeah, their boy done a good goal, speedy pace, and they looked like they had a lot of pace counter-attacking throughout the game. And yeah, they took their goal well. Let me know in the chat, what do you think about Uncle Fabianski? I think I'll talk about it at the end, but this team today, the performance, the last 3 games, I don't want to change anything, but I still think Areola could do, especially after the great game and great save he had. I think it's time for Areola to come in today, especially against his old club. He would have been motivated. So that's the only thing from today's lineup. I think Areola could do better than Fabianski, and I think Fabianski should have had that covered. He obviously, yeah, he got a little bit wrong-footed, got the wrong arm in the way. Great shot, a lot of power behind it. But I suppose as a goalkeeper, you've got to be disappointed. I think Michael Owen on one of the channels was also mentioning that, yeah, he should have had that covered. But listen, it was 1-0, very early goal, 4 or 5 minutes. But the good thing is we carried on. And the more I watched this game, the more it looked like a typical mid-table clash, didn't it? Like no one was better than the other one. They're going at us, we're going at them. They had mistakes in them, we had mistakes in us. And then I thought, that's about right. I thought 10th, 11th is about where we're going to be sooner or later, about now. And that's kind of what the team looks like at the moment, isn't it? It's kind of, for us, what it is, like David mentioned, it's another team he's rebuilding, you know. I know he's only been in charge 2-3 years, but he's rebuilding a new team. And that will time to, yeah, embed new ideas. Obviously, a lot of new players come in, and doesn't matter how talented you are, it's a very tough league to get into. And obviously, Kera, Emerson in Europa, Cornet when he's fit again, Paqueta, who again I'll talk about a bit later on, but absolutely loving that kid. Scamacca, my little Don. So all these players they're getting there. You can see it. You can see obviously through the results, through the performances. You can see we're getting there slowly, but sometimes as fans, and me admittedly, you do get a little bit sort of don't have any patience, shall I say. But it was that kind of game, wasn't it? So let's see what Derek is saying. Mr. Mace is in the crowd. Let me catch you up a minute. Cosmos. There we go. Yeah, we cannot, mate. And yeah, long as David Moyes keeps picking today's team, but I'll advise him to bring Areola in. But then, who am I? Mr. Mace, listen, I went to do a couple of things just outside. I went to heat up some food, and bang, it was like goals were happening, chances are happening, penalty appeals, penalties given, all that kind of thing, goals being scored, and then obviously taking 3 days to decide VAR if it's a goal or not. Crazy, mate. I don't know, Derek. I don't know, but listen, mate, he's got no calms, mate. He's only got 1 or 2 goals going back a while, and I think a rest. If I had that kind of record and you got to hold your hands up, not only that, when you see your replacement, who's Scamacca, you can't have any complaints, mate. You can't. No, mate. Ben Rama's having a nightmare. I mean, I protected him for a good while this season, but, mate, last game was a shocker. There was no way, and I think Ben Rama knew that himself. There was no way he was going to get in this team. I don't think so, mate. No, I can't see that happening. Fornals, I know what we think about him. Because we're typical West Ham fans, we want skillful players on the pitch. But obviously, David Moyes is a manager for a reason. We're not. He knows the defensive side of the situation, how solid you should be, and how you should look when you haven't got the ball. So with Ben Rama, mate, he doesn't show anything, mate. He doesn't really win the ball back. He gets outclassed. And that last game on Thursday, mate, in the Europa, he was all over the place, the chances he had, and he's only got himself to blame, really. And Fornals had a nice, steady game, and that's what it's about, isn't it? It's a squad game, and obviously Ben Rama would like to play with Paqueta's playing. He ain't going to get there, mate. So for Ben Rama, it's going to be very, very difficult now to have any kind of start in the league. And could this clock be ticking for him? It could be, mate. It could be. Apache. Yeah, I think a goalkeeper's got to be blamed. If the ball's coming straight at you, and I know the power beat him, but a goalkeeper, a proud goalkeeper, an experienced goalkeeper, an international goalkeeper, he's not going to be happy about that, mate. And especially on the back of what Areola done in midweek, mate, with that world-class Gordon Banks save. I would have put Areola in there, Apache, mate, innit? What do you reckon? Yeah. Cosmos. Oh, let's see what happens. I hate both teams, mate. I hate both of them. So I did this show now that we close off at 4:30, but I will be back with a longer program after the Arsenal-Liverpool game. And then we'll have a few more rums, a few more whiskies, let you guys enjoy the Liverpool-Arsenal game, and then join me in the evening when there'll be more fireworks. And hopefully one of our sort of bad fellas will join me, mate. Tony. It is, isn't it? You're all right. I'll be doing all right, mate. I'm so happy today, seriously, because I think the performance was more than half decent. 3 goals. We love goals. We're West Ham. So really, yeah, so 1-0 down. But again, they came at us. They could have been 2-0 up. We kind of try to get back into it. And Skamaka had those 2 really good chances. And I think D National was commentating on the TV I was watching, and he should have made one of them count. But again, it's Paqueta Skamaka chemistry. Skamaka's playing like a striker. He's positioning himself like a striker. His anticipation is like a good striker. And I'd rather have him in there. And it's very close. He's got the neck muscles. He's got everything in his game on the floor, in the height. He's doing everything he can. And that's what I like. With Antonio, it's a bit different. He's more clumsy. It's more, he doesn't know what he's doing, nor do the players. He's offside. He comes off his hip. So Skamaka's much more intent, is much more class, much more purpose to his game. And I think, listen, I love the boy when he came. I love what I saw last year. And may God bless him with no injuries and good health. And he'll be really, really good for us, I think. The only thing, because Jazz always likes to complain, and to perfect it from today, the 2 thoughts I got at the moment are, please consider Areola to start sooner rather than later, because I think Fabianski's probably his last season. I'm not sure when his contract's going to be up. So bed him in early, that kind of thing. And obviously there's 7-8 players, their contracts are coming to an end. Kresi's one of them. So we'll do a different show on that. So I like to bring Areola in. I think that's kind of one of the things we can improve on. And with Skamaka, yeah, just carry on the way he is with Paqueta. The chemistry will be there. Cornet will be back from injury. And it's all about building a squad, isn't it? And everyone. And if we thought this window was so crucial, so huge, with so many people leaving the club, there's going to be equal amount of players leaving next summer. So these 3 windows are huge for the club, for the manager, for the recruitment staff, and they're going to have their work cut out. So we as fans, I've understood now. We've got to be patient with David, be patient with the team. It's a new team that's being built. We've got to understand that they're in transition, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, good result. Good fixtures, winnable fixtures, aren't they, Ryan? So hopefully we can just keep winning and winning and winning, and that's what we want. Yeah, but as a goalkeeper, what more can you do? I know like I keep saying, it's not easy to just play every 4 games out of the blue. You don't know what back 4 you're going to get, and then all you can do is produce world-class saves like that. And I think he would have wanted to play against Fulham, and I know he would have had a good game. What more can you do about that? But yes, Skamaka, again, like I said, yeah, a couple of chances went begging. The penalty incident, again, you can say what you want, but Dawson, which sadly perhaps will look like he's leaving in the winter, December, January, it'll be a very sad miss if he goes. He's been very, very professional. Probably one of the biggest value for money signings we've ever had at 2 million. Captain material in the dressing room, we're told. Listen, he's a very, very clever footballer. He enticed that penalty. And that player was a very, very stupid player, Pereira's, for doing that. He fell straight into Dawson's hands. And I don't know what his manager was jumping up and down about. That was a very, very stupid thing to do. If he was our player, I'll be going absolutely nuts at him. And the manager should have had a go at him. But he won the penalty. The thing with me, I wanted Skamaka to take it because I think strikers should take it. They help the goal tally. But listen, great penalty by Bowen. You couldn't tell which way he's going to go, which is a great trait to have. Great technique, kept it fairly low, good power, fairly in the corner, and that's a good trait. So God bless Bowen. Hope that carries on, mate. And yeah, let's carry on, mate. Yeah, the only thing about Fulham, again, counter attack, they were quite good. And the only thing I noticed about us was we again were sitting back a bit, weren't we, a little bit. Sort of inviting Fulham on, but that's a David Moyes trait that we've got to respect and be used to now. I don't like to see it at home, especially with respect teams like Fulham, where I think at home we should just go at them. But I think it's just that one of those things we just wait and let them come on to us, that we counter attack them. And obviously, when we did that we left a bit of room at the back, and they kind of came at us really. So the other only thing is obviously we can't buy all the players in one window. So again, things to improve on in the next couple of windows will be the full back positioning. Kara just has to be careful at the moment. Like I said, Kara is careless. He's just got to be a bit careful about when he's going up front, that kind of thing. Krezi did all right, but obviously I think that's the last season for him. We've got to get a couple of fullbacks in, spend a bit of money more in there. If we can spend 20, 30 million on maybe a left back, that'll be absolutely wonderful. Hopefully Agard will be back next 4 or 5 weeks. He was there in the back with a big smile on his face. That'll give competition. And I heard we're in for another centre back, who perhaps that means that Dawson will probably, his wishes to leave will be respected by the club and the manager. So that's the kind of thing we can improve on. The Paqueta-Scamacca chemistry is brilliant. They're both from my fantasy football league team. So I think I enjoyed that assist in the second half that we're going to talk about in a minute. And again, let's not forget, this is, it's a work in progress. It's a transition. It's a new team that we're rebuilding here. And we all learn from life. And instead of having being too strict at one or two things, let's encourage them. And we can see many good things with this team. Good football, good chemistry, that kind of thing, really. Hope you're doing all right, James. Massive win, massive club, massive West Ham. We are massive win, my man. Yeah, mustn't forget Downs. Well, good point, mate. Yeah, very good point. Downs had a very decent game. I just said, again, on one of those, I don't want to jump up and down because of one game. I want to take my time with the players. Don't boost them up too much, then you bring them down. Let's slowly bed him in. But having said that, I did say that for Downs to eventually join the league team, to come off the bench, this is the type of game he should have perhaps to come on. I don't want to put him in against Liverpool, Man United, Man City, Tottenham, Arsenal. You know, we can see good things in him. He's a pest. He pisses the opposition off. He wins tackles, fouls. He gets an odd yellow card, which, again, he's got to be careful about. But we like what we see, and it's all about competition. And I'm sure we'll be able to use him more and more on the back of that. And it's good to see David Moyes give some good comments for Downs after being a bit harsh on him at the beginning, isn't it, everyone? Yeah, that's it, mate. Isn't it? Listen, it's so good to see a striker, you know. Ever since I follow football, it's all about goals. It's all about following strikers. And if any of you got really young children that follow West Ham, they go to the matches with you or watch TV, what does a child want? He wants to see goals. He wants to see a striker score goals. He wants to make him their hero. They want their names on the back of their shirts. I was in love with McAvenny when I was at school. And hopefully it's been such a long time, and really ironic that Dean Ashton was commentating on the channel I was watching. And since Dean Ashton, could this be potentially the striker we've been waiting for, everyone? I don't really count Antonio as a striker. He's done a great job filling in. God bless him, right? But he's a bit up and down at the moment and you know, getting on a bit, and he'll be a very good squad player for us and that kind of thing. But a pure hard striker, all-round striker that can hold it. He's physical, good free kicks, good power in the shots, good headers, good finish on him. That finish in Europa, he didn't even look up. He wasn't even looking at the goal. That's the instincts of a, you know, proper striker like that, really. So he could be the one. He could be the one. I think he is the one anyway. Isn't it? Isn't it, mate? Isn't it? Definitely, mate. Mr. McFadden, how you doing? No, no, I can't say that. No. It's a team in transition, John, and you can see that he can't have a go at him because he's playing the right team now. Cornet would hopefully be in there, but he's injured. Agard will hopefully slot in there at some point. So we can't really pick anyone else, really. They are the signings. And, just don't want to sit back. And I want to give the opposition the ball and we try to win it back and kind of, sort of try to keep on to our shape. I want us to be on the front foot at home, you know, a bit more intent, a bit more pressing, and we'll get there, mate. Neil, how you doing? How you doing, mate? What time is it down there, Neil? Oh, my God. One for you, are nutter. Cheers to you, mate. Rum and Coke from Jazz. Really, really happy, Neil. And again, I want to eat humble pie, everyone. I was wrong. I wanted David Moyes out, and I'm happy to eat humble pie and say I was wrong. I'm so happy. Happy as I've been in such a good while. 3 wins in a row. We're looking upwards, not downwards. And we're not hopefully going to be too many fans sort of complaining in-house and that kind of thing. great weather in London today, nice and bright, and the sun is shining on West Ham, everyone. So welcome, Neil. Yeah, I mean, what it is. I mean, I saw one or two things he's doing, clearing and all that kind of thing. I know what you mean. Hopefully, well, it wasn't crucial. We didn't lose a game because of that or anything like that. We won, well, pretty comfortably. Scoreline says in the end, but I know it could have been all over the place. But I think John today, let's enjoy it, mate. And I perhaps more than most have been a bit up and down. So I just want to be up today. So yeah, I get it, John. But let's enjoy today, mate. Let's enjoy. Ooh, I don't know if we're ready for playing two up front. I don't think many clubs do that, mate, John. Yeah, I don't think many clubs do that. Let's just grow little step at a time. Little step at a time. Yeah, that's it, matey. Oh wow! Hope you get better, mate. I wasn't too well either. Yeah, I was meant to go to the West Ham event, the Hammer 74 team on Friday night at Romford, but I was ever so ill for 2 days with a really bad stomach ache and a bit of food poisoning symptoms, really. So I'm really sorry I couldn't go. I wanted to sort of thank the E13 event guys, who are great people that I like to promote on the channel. Canning Town Leonard would have been great to catch up with him after a while. So E13 events, if you're watching, I heard it went really well, and hopefully I'll be over for the next event, mate. Oh, is he? Good to see that, mate. Good to see that. Yeah, always got something about him, trying to make things happen, entice tackles, win free kicks. Nuisance, isn't he, mate? Nuisance. Yeah, Neil. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, 2 strikers yet. One step at a time, isn't it? But what I've got to say about Paqueta is probably potentially the best sort of player in that kind of creative mold since Benny Yoon for us, I think. Or Payet, isn't it? Benny and Payet. Since then, I think he could be. He's definitely got it in his locker, and he's doing great things already. Yeah, but John, what it is, Antonio can only play on our right side where Bowen's playing, mate. So for me, it's either Antonio or Bowen. And you remember I was so adamant and strict. I don't want to play players in the wrong positions, you know. So if Antonio is playing, for me, he only replaces Bowen. That's it. And the issue for me is Scamacca. We have to buy a Scamacca replacement, a cheap one, in the next window. So if Scamacca's being rested or can't play for one reason or another, we got someone else who's a striker. I don't want Bowen up front. I don't want Antonio up front. I don't want Antonio left wing. I don't want Antonio through the middle. I want only Paqueta through the middle, or Benrahma if he's playing up to it. And then the left side is out of Cornet or Fornals. Right side's out of Antonio or Bowen. That's it for me, mate. No more, you know, in the wrong positions anymore, mate. But yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, Trini, how you doing? You're right. I hope everything's well, mate. I hope everything's well. Let's have a look. So second half, I don't know if any of you guys noticed Luis Boamorte, the snake. He was in the touchline. I absolutely used to hate him. He was such a waste of time for our club, overpaid, didn't do anything. Atrocious kind of player, really. I'll quickly go for the stats. 51% West Ham, 49% Fulham, 17 shots from us, 8 on target, which is fantastic. 8 from them, but only 2 on target. So you can see by the stats that we fully deserve to win the game. Corners, 4 corners, 2 for them. Instead, yeah, summary, yeah, they kind of scored after 5 minutes. Bowen penalty, 29 minutes. The referee was all right, wasn't he? But 3 of their players gave us a penalty, that kind of thing. So for me, it was a penalty, I think. Some people said it was harsh. For me, it was a penalty. Scamacca, wonderful finish. Great sort of, can I say, great vision from Paqueta, a great finish from Scamacca. And there must have been a 2-3 minute wait for VAR. For me, it looked border for me, whether it's on and off. So I'm not going to say nothing either way with a handball. I'm not saying anything, but it's just that it's nice to think that hopefully things level it off over the whole season. So that could easily gone either way. So if it got chalked off, I wouldn't have been surprised. So I'll take it. But for me, I'm not sure. So I'm happy with it. We're 2-1 up. Scamacca went off after 80 minutes. And you know, Scamacca scored after 62 minutes. I was like, thank God he scored. I was thinking Moyes is probably going to take him off after 64, 65 minutes. Moyes' favourite time, isn't it? So thankfully, he kept him on the pitch. And yeah, he kind of scored. And then Paqueta, yeah, he came on to replace. Actually, he came on to replace Emerson, didn't he? 84th minute. Actually, he came off. What am I talking about? So Paqueta set Scamacca up, and then Antonio replaced Scamacca, and then Antonio finished. He had a chance earlier on, and he made a bit of a hash of it, and then he lost the ball. He didn't look too clever, Antonio, but then somehow, like it is Antonio, he ended up in the box, and it fell for him quite kindly, and it's should have finished, and he did finish, and it kind of made the last 3-4 minutes pretty comfortable. When you look at the actual table, we are 13th, so we are kind of joint 10th with kind of Liverpool, Everton, Brentford. So we're up there. We're kind of a good 4 points away from the bottom three in terms of fixtures. Let me just have a look at fixtures. West Ham's next fixtures. We've got Anderlecht at home. We've got Southampton away. Liverpool. Southampton and Liverpool away, and Bournemouth at home. So at those next three games, Southampton, Liverpool, Bournemouth. Let's go for 6 points. No reason why we can't beat Southampton. No reason we can't beat Bournemouth. Liverpool is a free hit, isn't it, everyone? Let's go for 6 points out of that. Anderlecht, we only need the point, I think, and we're through as group winners. And then perhaps the last two games in Europa. Let's get Connor Coventry some games. Let's get one or two other people not quite in form, try to get them on form in that game. Carry on Antonio starting. Give Ben Rama just to see how he does, really, that kind of thing. So it's kind of looking good. Let's go through the comments, and then I'm going to close down. But I will be back after the Liverpool-Arsenal game in a longer version. Yeah. I thought he was all right, wasn't he? He was under pressure not to give it. But he cleverly and very good. He gave the guy 2-3 warnings before giving a penalty, and I think he stood his ground. I think he stood his ground quite well, especially when he comes on as a sub, isn't it, John? Especially when he's coming on as a sub, and you're quite tired as a defender, and then you've got the physique of Antonio, the explosive pace, mate. And when there's a mistake in a defender, that and leave a few gaps for Antonio, isn't it? Yeah, he's terrible, mate. The snake was bad, mate. He's one of the few players that fans used to boo, if I remember. Not very well liked. Yeah, definitely, mate. Go for it. I like the confidence, mate. I like the confidence. Great. Get in there, mate. Why not? Anyway, I'm going to call it quickly instant review. So really, thank you very much for joining me. But I'll eat humble pie. I apologize, I was wrong. David Moyes, and I'm so happy to prove me wrong. It's looking really, really good at the moment, and few things to improve on. Let's try to give Areola a start in the league game, and in the window coming up, in the January window, let's look at a left back with Cressy coming to the end. Let's improve carers, marking ability, positioning ability, that kind of thing. Got a few things to improve on there. And apart from that, looks very good for now's at a steady game. Scamacca could have got more than one goal, but he'll get it. It will come. Paqueta settling in very well, getting that chemistry. Rice was okay. A few of you wanted Downs to start with instead of Souček. Perhaps that will happen soon as well. So hope you have a great afternoon. What's left of it. Let's enjoy the Liverpool-Arsenal game, and we'll catch up later on in the evening. God bless. Take care. Come on, you Irons.